To the strains of the Russellville alma mater, good evening everyone. Tom Kamerling to bring you Russellville Cyclone football. Tonight, a big River Valley rivalry between the Cyclones and the Dardanelle Sand Lizards. For the Cyclones, we have co-captains Zach Hocker, along with Barrett Hughes, number 9. Number 17 is Jackson Jacobs. And number 3 is John Olson. A big rivalry between these two schools that are separated only by the Arkansas River. And tonight it ought to be a dandy, as both of these teams had impressive first game victories of the year. The Sand Lizards with their victory over their in-county rival, the Danville Littlejohns. And the Cyclones with a big victory over their I-40 rivals, the Morrilton Devil Dogs. Many of you know that for many, many years, these two teams, even though they were just a matter of a few feet apart geographically, didn't play each other. Last year, however, the Cyclones and the Sand Lizards renewed that rivalry with Russellville winning 36-0. The captains are meeting at the middle of the field.
For Russellville, number 3, John Olson.
Being explained the rules and the boundaries here at Cyclone Stadium. Number 3 there is Aaron Welch for the Sand Lizards, as we look at the white-clad Sand Lizards to your left on the screen. We'll try to get those other Sand Lizard co-captains as we get a moment. The coin is being shown to the captains for both sides. And the coin is in the air. Looking at Russellville. Dardanelle has elected to receive, and they will defend the north goal here at Cyclone Stadium. Number 81, by the way, is Alston Brown for Dardanelle. As Dardanelle makes their way, as do the Cyclones, back toward the north end zone, and both teams have the alleyways set up and the banners set up to run through. For these two great teams, it ought to be a dandy here at Cyclone Stadium. But right now, let's step aside and listen to these messages. Here come the Cyclones, the cheerleaders. Look at those smiles. They are ready to bring the Cyclones on the field and to another big victory. The Cyclones at home tonight, dressed in the red jerseys with white numerals, black helmets, and black football trousers. Under head coach Jeff Holt. And the field looks absolutely wonderful for tonight's home football game here at Cyclone Stadium, as the Cyclones kneel in the end zone for the traditional pre-game prayer. This ball game, of course, makes it easy for both teams' fans to make the trip. It's not very far at all for Dardanelle fans to make their way. And we should have a dandy here at Cyclone Stadium tonight. Two teams that are rich in football tradition, and they really do like to play each other. And talk about tradition, there is the Russellville Cyclone Band. Traditionally, if not the best, one of the best high school bands in the state of Arkansas. Head coach Jeff Holt gets his kicking unit together, and that means Zach Hocker. And how many times last week against the Morrilton Devil Dogs did we not see Zach kick the football into the end zone for no return and continually keep the Devil Dogs at bay with long field position because they were having to start at the 20-yard line each and every time that the football came their way. So Hocker prepares to kick off, and we're set for this great high school football clash between Arkansas River Valley rivals, the Sand Lizards, and the Cyclones. It's underway. And as you can see, went way over the head of the Dardanelle receivers and through the end zone. And Dardanelle will have to start at their own 20, first down and 10. The Cyclone defense, which played very well a week ago. Let's see what they can do on their first possession. Sand Lizards will be in an I formation. Twins split right and a single receiver split left. Give it to the tailback on first down, and not much doing there as Blake Robinson makes the stop. Looks like a short gain of a couple is all that the Sand Lizards are going to get on first down. The quarterback is Quade Standridge. He's 6'2", 190-pound junior, taking over for Kendall Pinckney, who ran the offense a year ago. Back to throw. He fires, and it's going to be low, incomplete. Intended for the tight end. Alston Brown, one of the co-captains, as we told you before the game. He's 6'3", 220-pound senior, but the throw from Standridge was just a little bit short. So it brings up a third down and 9. The football at the 21-yard line. Twin receivers go split left. And now we have Standridge in the shotgun. He wants to throw the football. Back. Going deep, and we'll look at it again as it comes down and falls through the hands of the intended receiver. Incomplete. Had an opportunity there to catch the football, but it fell incomplete, and it brings up a fourth down. Receiver in punt position. The punter standing back just outside the 5-yard line. It's a high snap, and the kick is away. Van Olen with the and he is met hard just as he got across the 45, and he is dumped by Jake Biggleson, a sophomore, 6', 170-pounder, after a short return. That was Quade Standridge, the quarterback who does the punt chores for Dardanelle. And there is a flag on the play. It is going to be an illegal block. Block in the back against the Cyclones on the return. And so the football, instead of being up near midfield, will be marched back. And Russellville will have poorer field position than they would have after the return by Jeff Van Olen. There's the first down at the 47-yard line. Interestingly enough, the football remains at the 47-yard line.
First down and 10, Russellville, 47-yard line.
I didn't see any walk-off at all, so that's where the series will start. Barrett Hughes at quarterback. Hands it off to Sparks. Sparks, nice cutback. Able to work his way up to midfield at the 50-yard line. Stop made defensively by Kyle Oden, a junior, 6', 175-pounder. And actually, the football noses its way across midfield into Dardanelle territory after a pickup of 3. Second down and 7. Again, Sparks is your running back. That's Jacob Sparks, a 5'7" senior who had a whale of a ball game last week. Wanting to throw, firing, and it's complete to Olsen. Olsen steps out of bounds about the 43 or the 44-yard line after making the grab. Quick out pattern there. Let's look at it again as Hughes steps one step back and fires it out into the open flat area. Coverage was by Joey Collins, but nice route run there by Van Olen, and he was wide open along the sideline. So the football at the 44-yard line from the shotgun. And we've got yellow hankies down on this one. A whistle blows. The mark off against the Cyclones of 5 yards back to the 49.
5-yard penalty. Third down and 6, Russellville. 49.
So it brings up, as you look at the chains across the way, third down and 6. Cyclones bring 3 wide receivers to the near side of the field. Shotgun formation for Barrett Hughes with only Jacob Sparks in the backfield. With him, throw it out in the flat. And out of bounds. That is Lutz, who carried the football, or actually caught the football on the pass. Let's look at it again from ground level. Hughes, quick out pattern into the flat. Put Lutz one-on-one, and he tries to evade the defender, but a good open field tackle turned in by Joey Collins. And a sideline warning is given to the Cyclone bench here by the officials. Places the football at the 47-yard line. It's going to bring up a 4th down and almost 4. 4th and 4. Zach Hocker moves into punt formation at his 38. That's a low driving kick. Good roll, but can the Cyclones down it in time? Boy, they got it just at the goal line. John Olsen was down there and scooped it toward his own chest. Let's look at it again. It's a low driving kick, and what Hocker wants to do here is to get it down and let it roll a little bit. As you can see, it hit inside the 20, then rolls past the 10, past the 5, and Olsen is right there to put the skids on it, almost get into the end zone. But he downs it at the 1-yard line. So a great kick, effective kick by Zach Hocker. Sometimes it doesn't have to be one of them high hangers to be effective.
Dardanelle from the 1-yard line.
So the I formation in the backfield. The Cyclone defense has got lots of room to work. Give it off to the fullback, and I'm not sure he got back into the field of play.
Dylan McGuire on the carry. No gain.
Blake Robinson held up the hands as though it was a safety. You could see him showing the safety signal. He didn't think that
Brad Barnes in on the
number 11, Dylan Young, the running back, got out of the end zone.
1-yard.
But the official said he did get back into the field of play. Boy, there's not a whole lot of room to operate. You just try to ease out and get a little room. Standridge throws. It's complete to the tight end, and he's dumped immediately at the 5-yard line by John Olsen. The tight end, Alston Brown, made a nice grab there at the 5. From ground level, we look at it. 3-step drop, and Standridge throws it out there to a wide open tight end, but good open field tackle by John Olsen.
5, Dardanelle.
So the football is placed, the forward progress at the 6, and it's 3rd down and 5. At the bottom of your screen, folks, you're going to see a lot of our great sponsors of the telecasts of Russellville Cyclone football. Have a look at them. Ooh, gave it off. And nothing doing. Let me tell you, Blake Robinson ran right into the tailback, who was Dylan Young. Look at it here. He gets him in the backfield. Boom. He didn't really tackle him. He just kind of bounced him down, kind of bumped him down. And Robinson, with a great job there, brings up fourth down.
Al Olsen back deep to punt for Dardanelle.
High snap, but the kick is away. Olsen takes it at the 33-yard line and got back almost to the 25.
3-yard punt. 3-yard return by Van Olen.
Nice return by Van Olen. So they bring the football in, and the Cyclones have a short field to work with, let me tell you. Chain Gang's going to have to set up in a hurry. 8:03 left to go in the first quarter with no score. Barrett Hughes is under center this time and gives it off. Nice fake and threw back down to the 5 to the 3-yard line. Demarius Neal, the tight end, number 23. Look at this nice fake. He faked me out. I thought he had given it off to Jacob Sparks. Hughes throws right down the middle. There's Demarius Neal to the 5 and down at the 3-yard line. He's finally brought down by Quade Standridge. Quarterback on offense playing safety on defense, and it's a 1st and goal at the 3-yard line. Cyclones want to talk about it. We'll take it with them. We've got a lot of great sponsors to tell you about. Here comes some now. Football at the 3. That was a pinpoint pass from Barrett Hughes to Demarius Neal.
Special thanks to sponsors.
7:56 you see on the clock. And a great job already by our experienced, talented camera crew from IMC Studios.
Providing meals for the coaches.
Take a look at the cheerleaders on the near sideline.
And CJ.
And so far,
Down at goal, Russellville.
everything has been smelling bright, smelling right for the Cyclones. Twin receivers go split right to the short side of the field, including Matt Lutz. He's in the slot. Hughes gives it off this time. And Jacob Sparks is not going to be denied. He's in for the touchdown from 3 yards out. Look at it again. Good job of blocking up front by those offensive linemen. He hits in there, keeps those legs churning, and just kept sliding to the outside. And he was into the end zone.
Dardanelle, 0.
So the extra point try from Zach Hocker coming up as the Cyclones draw first blood and lead 6-0. A year ago, 36-0 in favor of the Cyclones. Down the kick, it's up, and the kick, it's perfect. And our score, the Russellville Crimson Cyclones lead the Dardanelle Sandlizards by a score of 7-0. The flag bearers get to run the 100-yard dash. Beautiful Cyclone shrubbery in the south end zone. The cheerleaders and pep squad look on. We take a break. We'll be right back. 7:50 to go. And the Cyclones have drawn first blood after a short punt. And the whole thing was set up by the punt by Zach Hocker that was downed at the 1-yard line.
Back deep to return for Dardanelle.
Dardanelle couldn't punch it out, but about 5 yards. Had to punt from deep in their own end zone. Made for the Cyclones to have a very short field to have to go for the score. And indeed they did go for the score. A 3-yard touchdown run from Jacob Sparks. So Zach Hocker will kick off. Let's see, Dover is within sight. So he may kick it all the way to Back, back, back. I mean, there's no run back there. Not even an attempt because it goes beyond the back line. You can't run it out from beyond that mark. So Dardanelle will have it first down and 10 at their own 20, but that's more running room than they had a moment ago when they were at their own 1. So Quade Standridge will have a little more operating room to operate his Sand Lizard offense. Josh Price, the former record-setting quarterback at Arkansas Tech University, is the head coach for the Dardanelle Sand Lizards, originally from Beebe, Arkansas. Back Standridge. Oh, and he's going to be dumped. That sack turned in by Ty Osborne. There's Robinson coming too, but Osborne got to him first and dumps Quade Standridge back about the 6-yard line. Beautiful replay shot there. Ty Osborne is 5'10", 185, and he got there, lickety-split. So now the Sand Lizards are looking with the end zone in their rear view mirror. Standridge looks, comes back to the near side. It's complete. Little pickup out to the 18-yard line. Joey Collins catching the football. So the football at the 18. Still 2 yards shy of the original line of scrimmage. 3rd and 12 for the Sand Lizards, dressed in white tonight. Again, they were victorious over in-county rival Danville just a week ago. Twin receivers split left. No one in the backfield. Twin receivers also split right for Quade Standridge from the shotgun. He steps up, tries to evade the rush. Now he's going to run it himself and runs out of bounds just past the 30. And will that be enough for a first down? It's going to be close. You would think that Standridge knew just where he needed to get the first down. And the official says, yes, that's enough for a first down. You can see the nose of the football reaching to the 30-yard line, reaching the chalk, and that's all he has to make. So a first down for the Sand Lizards on the strength of the legs of Quade Standridge. First quarter action, Cyclone 7, Dardanelle nothing. Your IMC Studios Sportswatch telecast. Give it off and nothing doing there. The stop is made defensively by Rue Massey, number 82, on running back Dylan Young. That's a loss on the play. And discussion with the officials. There's apparently a flag on the play and a face mask call against the Cyclones, and looks like it's going to be the personal foul variety, not the inadvertent, as more than 5 yards being walked off. That's 15 being marched off out to the 40-yard line. So it's a first via the penalty route for the Sand Lizards. Standridge from the shotgun. Keeps it himself on the quarterback draw. Gets about 5 on the play, maybe more as he falls forward. Remember, he's a tall youngster. Down there at the bottom of the pile for the Cyclones was number 33, Luke Reeves Jr., 6 foot 220. But a good pickup there to the 46-yard line by the quarterback, Quade Standridge. You could call it the quarterback draw, but he really didn't do much as far as setting up a draw. He just took it and carried it right straight up the middle. Could be changing and audibilizing the play here at the line of scrimmage for the Sand Lizards. Back to throw. Fires. It's complete. Juggled a little bit, but nice catch and fighting for extra running room. Bradford Webb brings down Joey Collins, number 5, but it's enough for a first down for the Sand Lizards at the Cyclone 42-yard line. And the Little John's finding some offense here. There's that Cyclone band having a great time here on a Football Friday. Hand it off to the running back. Boy, there's just nothing ahead there. Again, that is Dylan Young. Football down at the 44-yard line. Rue Massey leading the charge of red jerseyed Cyclones defensively.
12, Dardanelle, 44-yard line.
7-0 Cyclones. First quarter. Back to throw. Looks like a little screen pass going to be set up, and nice defense turned in by the Cyclones. Pass was complete to Dylan Young, number 11, but coming across Logan Pruitt, the senior, 5'8", 170-pounder, and boy, that was just perfect execution defensively against the screen pass. Standridge did what he was supposed to. He threw it over the on-rushing lineman and got the completion. But then the Cyclone defense made the play. So it's third down, still about 3. And Standridge wanted to carry it himself, but he's not going to get any. And there's a fumble on the play, and it looks like the Cyclones have recovered. Let's look at it close once again. Standridge, quarterback draw. He steps up, and right there in the circle, you can see the ball comes popped out. There it is on the ground, and the Cyclones recover. Great job by our camera crew, as usual. So the Cyclones have it at their own 47-yard line, first down and 10. Barrett Hughes steps up, keeps it himself, and finally is knocked out of bounds. As we look at it again on slow-mo, Hughes looked like he wanted to throw. Now he's got the run-pass option. He fakes again, gets to the outside, and able to make some good yardage before he's finally run out of bounds. Looked like Nick Loving over there to make the stop, number 10. Got him out of bounds, but it's a gain of almost 9. Well, we'll call it 2 to go, second down and 2. 3 wide receivers come to the near side of the field. Lutz comes back in as kind of a slot back. Under center is Barrett Hughes. Give it off to Jacob Sparks. Sparks broke one tackle, broke a second, and the first guy came back and got him again. That's number 4, Stevie Thomas Jr., 5'9", 185. He missed the tackle the first time, and the second time when Sparks came back his way, he made sure he got him around the ankles. Barrett Hughes gets the play that the coaching staff wants to run at this juncture. Third down, you can see it's less than a yard. Wide receiver right. I formation in the backfield. Hughes gives it to Sparks. Sparks trying to get it to the outside. I don't know whether he made it or not. Good defensive play turned in by Rowdy Bartlett, number 19. And they're probably going to have to measure here. Oh, but the officials say, nope, we're close enough to the sideline we can see that he made the first down. He didn't get much. Good stand by the Dardanelle defense. But it was enough. He only needed a few inches, and he got plenty enough for a Cyclone first down at the 43 of Dardanelle. Great crowd here this evening supporting those Sand Lizards. As we said, it's just a short drive. There you can see. Good crowd on the visitors' side. Barrett Hughes steps up, now lofts it out there, complete. Down the sideline, Lutz is finally knocked out of bounds. Let's look at it from ground level on the instant replay. Stepping up. Nice touch on the ball there. Finds Lutz. Lutz gets to the outside and finally knocked out of bounds by Chad Race, a senior, 5'11", 175, number 12 for the Sand Lizards. It's a first down, though, for Russellville. Inside the Dardanelle 30. Hughes looks like he's audibilizing for a change in the play. Gives it off to Sparks. Sparks sweeps the right side. Down the sideline. Jacob Sparks, he can go. Touchdown, Russellville! Jacob Sparks, his second. Takes the football, bounces it to the outside, and then turns on the jet. Eluded a defender here, and about this point right here, you knew he had a chance. He had to get past number 6, Quade Standridge, at the safety position, but he did that, and it's 13-0 with a $1:39 left to go in the opening quarter. And the Sand Lizards have 2 touchdowns, both from Jacob Sparks. And Zach Hocker on for the extra point attempt. It's up. And it is good. Your new score. The Russellville Cyclones lead the Dardanelle Sand Lizards by a score of 14-0 at Cyclone Stadium. Great Cyclone action continues in just a moment after these great messages. Great crowd. You see those Cyclone t-shirts. Lots of red can be seen in the stands tonight here in Cyclone Country. Boy, look at that crowd. So the Cyclones have a 14-point lead. The first quarter is just about to come to an end. But Zach Hocker will see how close to Interstate 40 he can kick this one. Tremendous leg on the young man, and of course, we talked about this week, just a week ago, I should say, in the telecast of the Morrilton ball game. What a weapon this is for head coach Jeff Holden, for the Cyclones, to have a guy with this kind of leg. And there it goes. And there it goes. That one was shorter, hit right about the goal line, just a little bit into the end zone. Of course, in high school football, if you catch it in the end zone, it can't be returned anyway. There's no running it out of the end zone option. So the Cyclone kicker, Zach Hocker, puts it again for the third time into the end zone. The 2 previous times he put it beyond the end zone. But here are the Sand Lizards, who find themselves on the short end of a 14-0 score. Just a little over a minute left to go in the first quarter. And again, a long field for the Sand Lizards, 80 yards to pay dirt. Quick pass out of the backfield, complete to the tight end, and bounced out of bounds at about the 30-yard line. Alston Brown, the big tight end, he's a fine-looking specimen, let me tell you. First down for Dardanelle at the 32. As we told you before, Alston Brown is 6'3", 220 pounds, so he's a big target out there for quarterback Quade Standridge. Twin receivers, both left and right shotgun. Keeping it himself is Quade Standridge, and he stood up after about a yard gain. In on the play, Aaron McConnell, number 47 for the Cyclones, senior, 5'11", 215. Drags him back. The Sand Lizards have not had too much of a running game this evening to this point between Quade Standridge and running back Dylan Young, 2 juniors. Single receiver goes split left, that's the short side of the field, and 3 receivers to the near side, that's the wide side of the field. Shotgun rolling to that side. Standridge throws it out. And incomplete. Had a lot of air under that one. Pass was intended for Jacob Robinson, number 82, 5'11", 160 senior. But threw it into the Cyclone bench, really. Just moments remaining, about 33 seconds remaining in this first quarter. You see once again all of our great sponsors being presented to you at the bottom of your screen. Here's Simmons Bank, Sorrell's Body Shop. Remember these sponsors, please, because without them, we just couldn't bring you these telecasts of Cyclone football. Standridge back, under a rush, rolls out. Now he's going to try to keep it himself. He's drugged down from behind, and I think that is number 53, Ty Osborne, once again doing a great job. It's going to bring the football back inside the 30-yard line, and it's going to be a 4th down and about 13. As the Sand Lizards find the offensive going very tough against the Cyclones. So the Sand Lizards look for what head coach Josh Price wants to do. And Van Olen standing deep, you saw already. He's ready for the kick as soon as Dardanelle's ready to kick it, but Dardanelle decides to wait out the end of the quarter. At the end of the first quarter, our score, Russellville 14, Dardanelle nothing. There you see the scoreboard, 14-0. The Cyclones on 2 Jacob Sparks scores in the first quarter. There are the Cyclones huddled up as they prepare for the second quarter, and the cheerleaders before a big crowd. There's Coach McNabb, the defensive coordinator, talking to his defensive unit, and they have done a whale of a job here for the Cyclones. As Dardanelle has had very, very little room to do much of anything. Here are the first quarter statistics. Cyclones are 4 out of 4 in the air for 47 yards, 6 rushes for 45 yards. Balanced offense there. 4 passes, 6 rushes, and about 92 yards in total offense in the first quarter. But the biggest stat is the one that's on that scoreboard to your right. That's the one that says 14-0. Dardanelle to punt the football away, and it is a fake. They're throwing the football, and it is complete. So the fake worked. The pass was complete to Chad Race, number 14. A big pass play out to the 35-yard line. Boy, you talk about rolling the dice. Coach Price with the football at his own 29-yard line. If you don't complete that pass, if you don't pick up the first down, you're handing the Cyclones the football with a really short field. But the Cyclones now have to continue to be on defense as Dardanelle came up with a big offensive play on 4th down. A fake punt. Give it off to the tailback. Ooh, boy, McConnell is there and drops the running back for a loss. From ground level, let's look at it. You can almost feel the crunch. Ooh, that hurts. Dylan Young, the ball carrier, and Dylan just has not had any room to do much of anything. Football at the 46-yard line. Aaron McConnell, as we said, made that fine play, number 47. He's coming to the near side. From the 46, I formation in the backfield. Rolling. And the pass incomplete. As that time, Quade Standridge rolled right, trying to give himself a little more time against that pressure that the Cyclone defense has been bringing. But that one falls incomplete. At the bottom of your screen, again, our sponsors are being presented to you. Max Nutrition, Simmons Bank, Zorro's Body Shop, and we'll be mentioning the others as the evening continues. 3 wide receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side of the field. That's the narrow side of the field. Quade Standridge looks to the sideline, and Dardanelle wants a timeout. Timeout on the field. We'll be right back. .10:49 on the stadium clock at Cyclone Stadium. You're in Cyclone country. A nice shot of the big crowd on hand and the cheerleaders, pep squad. Drill team working hard to whoop up the spirits on the near side. Good job from all of these. You know, we talk about how hard the football team works, and they do work extremely hard. But I guarantee you, the band, the cheerleaders, the pep squad, etc., drill team, they also put in hour after hour after hour. They make it look like it's so easy when it comes to game night, but let me tell you, it takes hundreds of hours for these gals and guys doing their routines to make it all a big, wonderful event we call Football Friday. Standridge back, toss it out of the backfield. It's complete. And being run down from behind. Making that tackle, Ricky Collins, the talented sophomore, number 40. So it was Collins on Collins that time. Joey Collins catching the football. Football at the 42-yard line. Got another 4th down situation here. 4th down and 7 for Dardanelle. They're going to go for it. Looking. Standridge eluded some tackle, and then the ball tipped, and Bradford Webb comes up with the interception. The tip drill works to perfection, and he is finally dropped by Stevie Thomas, number 4. Let's look at this 4th down pass. Quade Standridge back. Pump fake, steps inside of Blake Robinson. Lost it downfield. They had to wait for it a second. It was intended for the tight end. Double coverage there, and Bradford Webb comes up with the tip drill interception. It was intended for Alston Brown. So the Sand Lizards give up the football to the Cyclones, 14-0. 3 wide receivers to the right side. Toss it out of the backfield. Get it to Lutz. 30, 40. He's off to the races and drugged down from behind. Finally, let's look at it again. Little flare pass out of the backfield. Get Lutz one-on-one. And he churns those legs there. Runs past one defender there and almost gets past the second before he is drugged down at the 41-yard line of Dardanelle. Beautiful play. And Matt Lutz, who is a 190-pound senior, really turned on the juice there. Twins split left. Throw it out there. It's complete. And a nice pickup, enough for a 1st down. Tackle turned in by Dylan McGuire, number 22, and the pass was complete out there to the Cyclones' Cole Smith. There's Cole, catches it at the 40. Runs past one defender. But let's see, we have a flag on the play. It's a personal foul, unnecessary roughness against the Cyclones, and so they lose some valuable real estate. Back to the 44. Apparently a late hit. And of course the Cyclones didn't need a late hit in that particular position. They'd picked up a goodly amount of yardage. So now they have to gain that yardage all back again. It is a 1st down. Hughes gives it off to Jacob Sparks. Sparks runs past. Keep your fit. Oh, he lost his footing as he got across the 30. Kept saying as we look at the instant replay from ground level. Gets a good shot here, tucks it away, and he just barely gets nicked right there. Loses his footing, and he can't regain it enough. Otherwise, he might have scored. He had Quade Standridge to beat, but he beat Quade Standridge the last time he ran for a touchdown. So it was very, very possible. Barrett Hughes wants to throw the football down the middle. Intended for Demarius Neal. Incomplete on the pass. And I think Demarius was about his third option there on that particular play. A little short pass, dump pass over the middle, kind of a safety valve. Second quarter action, Cyclone football. You're watching from IMC Studios Sportswatch. Big offensive line sets in there for the Cyclones. And from the shotgun, Jacob Squires, the only one in the backfield. Rolling left. And this time Hughes is going to be dumped for a loss. Couldn't elude the defenders that time, and the charge led by Alston Brown. Back at the 37-yard line. Usually a situation like that, good coverage from the defenders in the secondary, and apparently it was. So Russellville looks over to the sideline for the play to come from head coach Jeff Holt and the coaching staff. Cyclones lead 14-0. The Sand Lizards have stiffened here. Back looking Hughes. He's going downtown. Downfield and incomplete. Almost. Cole Smith almost had that one for a TD. The senior, 6'2", 160-pounder, had it in his grasp, but it fell to the turf. Well, it was a beautiful thrown ball and was right where it needed to be. So we're going to have a field goal attempt, and this is going to be a doozy. They're going to place it down at the 45-yard line. That's a 55-yard field goal from Zach Hocker. I believe Blake Robinson's going to hold. And it is up, but it is going to be short. He got on top of it a little bit, and it squibbed into the end zone. So he was thinking, I got to get plenty of leg into this one. No good that time from 55 yards out. We'll be back with more action in just a moment. .746 to go in the first half. Cyclones with a 14-0 lead, but all that scoring came in the first quarter on two Jacob Sparks running touchdowns. Dardanelle has the football at their own 20, and that's where they have started most of the night, although they started one time at their own 1-yard line, which ultimately resulted in a Cyclone touchdown after a short punt. Standridge, he's going to run the football. Goes right, bowled over one Cyclone and got it out to the 25-yard line. Blake Robinson and Bradford Webb combined to make the stop for Russellville. It's more of our sponsors at the bottom of your screen. Little John Trucking, Kimes Lions Physical Therapy, another of our great sponsors, Max Nutrition. Happy to have you along the way this evening. Under center, Quade Standridge, single setback behind him. It's been Dylan Young most of the night. And we have a flag thrown. A high yellow hanky. And it's a false start against Dardanelle. They'll lose 5 yards. Back to the 20. back where we began this drive. So Dardanelle really unable to move very much offensively. Sends twin receivers both right and left. That leaves Standridge by himself in the backfield for the Sand Lizards. Throws. And there's a flag on the play. The pass was intended for Dylan Young out at the 37-yard line. We'll see what the infraction is. Usually at that position, it's pass interference. That's what it is, pass interference against Russellville. The mark-off is out to the 35-yard line. A first down, automatic, for Dardanelle. Dardanelle has been aided by a few Cyclone penalties tonight. Give it off to Dylan Young, and Young maybe gets a yard, squirting ahead to the 36-yard line. Stop in there, led by Logan Pruitt, number 35. And actually, that's one of the few times that Dylan Young has had positive yards here in the first half. He's had tough going against that Cyclone defensive front. He did pick up a yard that time. Second quarter, Cyclones leading 14-0, but no scoring here in the second quarter. Standridge gives it off, and he faked. Throws it out of the backfield, complete down the far sideline and out of bounds. Nice job on the play-action fake. Patrick Jimenez made the stop, number 4. The pass was complete to Rowdy Bartlett, number 19. Out at the 46-yard line. Nice throw and catch, and good job of faking by the quarterback, Quade Standridge. Bring twin receivers to the near side, and the receiver goes right. Actually have 3 receivers to this wide side of the field. From the shotgun, Quade Standridge looks, fires, goes to the tight end, or intended for the tight end, Alston Brown once again. Incomplete. Had him open over there. So the football back to the 46-yard line. 3 wide receivers, near side of the field, the wide side. And they haven't thrown to the wide side very often here in the second quarter. Standridge, well, he's going to do it this time. And now he just throws it into the ground. Let's look at it again. Standridge, he just sees no place to get rid of this football except right into the ground. There were some receivers in the area, so they can't call intentional grounding. He just wanted to get rid of it and threw it to an open area. He looked for a little dump pass out into the flat, and that was covered by the Cyclones. Then he looked back toward the line of scrimmage, and that was all covered, so he said, I'm just going to get rid of it and make sure I don't have a loss on the play. Standridge comes to the near side. Look out, Ricky Collins forces him back in, then the ball pops loose. And the Cyclones have that football. Let's look at it again. Ricky Collins putting the pressure on right here. Turns him around, then he is dumped. And the Cyclones come up with the football. A big turnover, and we'll be right back. 5:09 left to go before halftime, and the Cyclones lead by a score of 14-0, but yet a big turnover there as a host of Cyclone defenders were in there, including Aaron McConnell. Give it off to Jacob Sparks. Tries to sweep the left side and really got nowhere. Not much doing over there. as Sparks tried to get to the corner and use his speed, but he was slowed down as he got to the corner, and then the pursuit caught up from the Sand Lizards. Lots of white jerseys around that play at the 41. Twin receivers near side, that's the wide side of the field. Sparks remains in the backfield to the left of Barrett Hughes in the shotgun. Throws it out in the backfield. Turned Matt Lutz all the way around. Makes a nice cut back to the middle of the field. Here's Lutz trying to go all the way. Goes all the way back across the field. He may score to the 5, and he's in for the touchdown. What a job by Lutz. Let's look at it again. The little dump pass, it's thrown behind him. He has to turn all the way around to catch the football. Now right himself, come up the near side of the 40. Comes back to the near side. Look at this block from Sparks. Boom, right there. Springs him loose, getting Quade Standridge, the safety. Now Lutz works his way all the way back across the field. He went all the way right, then all the way left, and remember he had to turn around to even catch the football to begin with, and he eyes the prize, as they say, and he fell into the end zone for the touchdown. Great individual effort. Zach Hocker on for the extra point kick. Blake Robinson's hold, and the kick. It's good. Russellville 21, Dardanelle nothing from Cyclone Stadium, and we'll be right back. 4:11 to go in the first half, and the Cyclones draw blood for the first time in the second quarter. And what a job by Matt Lutz. Wow. I mean, it's hard when the ball was thrown behind you. You had to kind of almost put the brakes on. Reach back, get the football, get turned all the way around, then set sail back downfield, which he did. And then had to work his way all the way back across the field, and he scores on the far side of the field from where he caught the football. Now that was individual, not only determination, but desire. And he was not going to be denied when he got down around the 5. I thought he might get down to the 5, but he said, nope, I'm going to stay with it till I hit the end zone marker. So Zach Hocker will kick off this time from north to south. And he and the Cyclones have a 21-0 lead. Back, and at the back of the end zone. Guess where the Sand Lizards will start? At the 20-yard line once again. I believe that'll be the 4th time that they have started at their own 20. They started one time at their own 1. Not easy to get a drive going, and for the Cyclones, of course, they've had a short field several times this evening. And we've talked a bunch about the offense, but let's not forget what a job this defense is doing, pitching a shutout against the Sand Lizards. Give it off to the tailback. Running forward for about 3, maybe 4. That was Dylan Young. Give him 3 yards out to the 23-yard line. Good offensive line blocking that time from the Sand Lizards. Sprung Dylan Young for one of his longest runs of the night, 3 yards. Time ebbing quickly for the first half. Give it off to Young. Young, nice run out to about the 29-yard line, close to the first down. Bradford Webb makes the stop, number 1. Going to be a little shy of the first down, about a yard. 3rd down and a yard, and both those runs nicely done by Dylan Young. So let's see if Dardanelle can pick up a first down here late in the first half, trailing 21-0. Three receivers, not exactly split, but bunched right. Give it on the inside handoff. Oh boy, I don't think he made it. Gave it off kind of a little wing back inside reverse.
Short gain by Dardanelle. Dylan McGuire on the carry.
Carrying the football was Dylan McGuire, number 22. And I'm not sure that the Sand Lizards were able to pick up enough for the first down. There's a timeout on the field. We'll look at it and be right back. So the Cyclone defenders being attended to by the Water Boys. It's a fourth down with 2:49 left to go in this first half. The Cyclones with another good defensive stand here. It was 3rd and 1, and they gave it on the inside reverse, a play they haven't run much tonight, to Dylan McGuire. And the Sand Lizards, if anything, may have lost a few inches. We already have seen that Dardanelle is not bashful in attempting to go for a first down on 4th down. And it looks like they're going to go for it here. Quaid Standridge, single setback. Gives it off to the tailback, and he fell forward. I think he's got enough for the first down, Dylan Young. Cyclones had him stood up, but then he fell forward, and that was enough for the first down. Had him stood up before he reached the white stripe, but so from the 31, 2:41 left to go. You can see the band's getting ready for the big halftime shows. Sand Lizards trying to get on that board before the half is completed. Give it off to Dylan Young, and Young stood up and driven back. Got to the line of scrimmage, and that was all she wrote Nelly. Logan Pruitt, Bradford Webb also there. And you know, we talked about how many of those great defenders that the Cyclones lost from a year ago, but boy, this defense has picked up right where last year's defense left off. That tradition has been passed down. And these guys are doing a heck of a job. I formation, bring a man in motion. First time the Sand Lizards have done that tonight. Give it off to Dylan Young, and Young, there's nothing there. Just close the door. Stop made defensively. Addison Walker, number 44, making the stop. And a timeout called on the field. While they have timeout on the field, let's listen to these messages.
Their second timeout.
1:35 left to go in the first half. Russellville leading 21-0, and really trying to stop the clock so they may get another chance at the football as soon as they'd like to have it one more time before the end of the half. Maybe put up another score. You can see the big crowd from Dardanelle across the way. That open spot you see is where the band was. So here comes the Cyclone defense, which has played really well. Back onto the field. So the Sand Lizards, from just beyond the 30-yard line, I formation. Quick pitch on the corner to Dylan Young, and Young able to scoot his way for about 5 before he's run down by Aaron McConnell, number 47. And another timeout is called quickly by Russellville to try to preserve the clock. They'll talk about it, and we'll listen in just a moment. 1:26 to play before the half. Cyclones have been frugal with their timeouts and wanting to regain as much time as possible to maybe have a shot at putting another score on the board before halftime. There come the Cyclones back onto the field. Our thanks to Arkansas Valley Anesthesia Associates, Doctors Johnston and Richardson, Innovative Industrial Solutions, Kimes Lions Physical Therapy, and Laser Cartridge Plus. Just a few of our great sponsors for these telecasts of Cyclone football. So a punt. At least that's the position and the formation that Dardanelle is in. They have thrown out of this evening already, and the officials step in before the play can be completed. Let's see what the official call is. They're going to mark it off. Offsides against Russellville, so apparently the Cyclones lined up offsides. And that will not make Coach Holt happy. So now it's 4th and 1. Now what will Dardanelle do? Little different situation just here before the half. As this huge crowd you can see in the stands having a great time here in Cyclone Country. Well, different story now. Dardanelle's going to go for it on 4th down. And now we have a delay of game against Dardanelle. And they're going to lose the 5 yards they just gained by the offsides penalty. So now will Dardanelle bring the kicking unit back on? Yes, indeed. So now Dardanelle will kick the football. And he does kick the football away. It's an end-over-end kick. Van Olen, it gets past him. He picks it up, comes back to the near side, looking for some running room. And Van Olen with a great run back to the 45-yard line, considering he overran the football. Missed it completely, had to go back and get it. Let's look at it. Say, whoops, there's the football. It's behind me. He picks it up. Misses 2 diving attempts to tackle him there. Comes back upfield, eludes a tackle there. Cuts back the inside, missed a tackle there. And finally is dropped by Chad Race, number 14. Well, the Cyclones have got 55 yards to travel if they want another score on the board and just over a minute to do it. Hughes steps up right down the middle, complete to Cole Smith. Smith to the races. Will he score? Yes! Touchdown, Cyclones! Beautiful throw here. Great catch. Eluded 2 tacklers there. Now look out, I got to outrun this guy who loses his footing, and from there on, he could have walked in. Cole Smith, the senior, number 81, to make it 27-0 with 56 ticks on the clock. Beautiful throw and catch. And Zach Hocker will try to make it an even 28. Beautiful job by everybody on that particular play. Nice route run by the receiver. Good throw. The kick is up and the kick is good. Your score just before halftime. Russellville leading Dardanelle by a score of 28-0. Timeout on the field. Time in for these messages.
Dardanelle 0.
Well, exactly what head coach Jeff Holt wanted to accomplish by taking those 2 timeouts, preserving the clock and giving his Cyclones a chance to put another score on the board, happened just like it was written up. You see Coach Holt counting, make sure the right number of people are on the field. And Hocker will kick it away, see if he kicks another one into the end zone or beyond. He's perfect tonight in that category. Coaches drill and work on the 2-minute drill. In this case, the Cyclones barely had a minute to exercise the 2-minute drill, but it didn't take long. And the Sand Lizards have just not been able to do anything tonight. It's not for effort and not for trying, but the Cyclone defense has been really tough. There's another kick right through the end zone. Touchback, and again for the 5th time here in the first half, Dardanelle will start at their own 20-yard line. They've started at their own 20, and they're at their own 1. So it's been a long night and a long field for the Sand Lizards. So here comes Dardanelle in to try to get something before the end of the first half. I formation in the backfield. Give it to the fullback. Falls forward for 2 or 3. McGuire, the ball carrier, number 22. Senior, 180 pounds, running from the fullback position this time. He's carried it from the fullback and from kind of the wingback position. So a second down at 7, but now the clock becomes a factor before halftime. And Dardanelle not in any big hurry, doesn't look like, to get up to the line of scrimmage. IMC Sportswatch on demand. You see it right there. And a little short handoff for maybe another yard. No gain on the play, and that will be the end of the first half of action, with the Russellville Cyclones dominating the Dardanelle Sand Lizards 28-0. Let's take a look at a recap of the first half. Look here as Jacob Sparks carries the football. He will not be denied from 3 yards out. The first of his 2 touchdowns on the night. The kick up and the kick good by Zach Hocker. And Standridge, look at this defense. Standridge dropped for a loss by Ty Osborne, one of the many big defensive plays in the first half. Here's another one by Osborne, wrapping his arms around, and the ball comes loose, and a recovery, a fumble recovery for the Cyclones. Quick pass here from Barrett Hughes to Matt Lutz. Lutz down the near sideline and knocked right into the Cyclone bench. And then again, here's Jacob Sparks. Look at him turn on the juices to the far side. He is going to score his second running touchdown of the evening. At that point, it was 14-0 after this extra point kick by Zach Hocker. Cyclones were in control there. Hand off here, and look at this defense. Look at the defense standing up. In that particular case, it was Aaron McConnell with the defensive stand. Now watch this play. This is the play of the first half. Matt Lutz turned around, had to do a complete turnaround, cuts back from the right-hand side of the field, eludes a tackler there. Big block from Jacob Sparks. Breaks the tackle there from the tight end, or the tight end on offense at least. Now he comes back, eludes a tackle right there, and now Matt Lutz is headed for the end zone. One man to elude at the 5, and he was not going to be denied. The last man there was Dylan McGuire defensively, and you can see both hands in the air. And the extra point kick made it 21-0. Standridge steps out of a tackle, throws downfield, but look at this tip drill, and Bradford Webb comes up with a gem there. on the interception and returns it back upfield. Now throw it out of the backfield to Lutz. Lutz up the near sideline, turns on the juices and almost went all the way. Now throw it back to the near side. Cole Smith with a nice run for a first down. From ground level, look at Jacob Sparks. Running hard, lowers that hit, almost breaks it, loses his footing, and has to tumble his way out of bounds. Late there in the first half. Here's Ricky Collins. Look at him turn. Standards around the ball, pops loose. It's the second fumble recovery of the first half for the Russellville Cyclones. And now look at this pretty throw downfield to Cole Smith. Two defenders there, but they can't get him. Smith turns it back to the right, outruns the defender. He loses his footing, and that makes it 27-0 Cole Smith with that reception. The extra point kick is good. It's 28-0. That's the recap of your Cyclone first half. Dardanelle gets ready to kick off for the third quarter here at Cyclone Stadium. An exciting first half. A really exciting last couple of minutes in the first half. Cyclones set to return. That's Bradford Webb going to bring it right straight up the field and into the secondary. Webb goes right deep down to the 41-yard line of Dardanelle before he is dropped by Chad Race, number 14. Look at it again. Nice job from about the 12-yard line. Bradford Webb. Well, I mean, tell you, he turns it north and south and just turns on the juice. And if he had eluded Mr. Race, he would have gone a long way, possibly the whole way. But Cyclones have the football, first down at 10. Leading 28-0. Offset eye in the backfield. Hands it off. And Sparks picks up a yard or two.
Sparks on the carry.
Dylan McGuire, number 22, made the stop after a couple of yards pick up to the 39. Here are the second quarter stats. You can see passing, Cyclones were 3 out of 6 for 87. 2 rushes for 13, so they relied heavily on the pass there in the second quarter. You can see 29 yards per completion. Pretty good numbers for Barrett Hughes. Twin receivers split left, single receiver right. Hand it off once again. Sparks keeps rambling ahead, keeps those feet moving. Let's look at it again on instant replay. Deep handoff, just runs behind his blockers and looks for daylight. Does a great job there. Finally brought down by Kyle Oden, number 8. Helped by Alston Brown, number 81. First down is the indication from the officials, and they haven't moved the chain as of yet. It's almost like he was going, boys, first down. At the 32. You hear the public address announcer announce that they call it the mercy rule. In this case, he called it the running clock, as Sparks picks up a couple of tough yards left. The game at 28-0, and so it is commonly called the mercy rule, but the clock is running and it will not stop now. No stoppage for first downs, no stoppages for incomplete passes. So none of that. The clock will just move very quickly. So we got 2 12-minute quarters that you can see. The second and minute clock portions will just continue to run. Hand it off. That's Bradford Webb carrying the football there, who's in the football game offensively. Short gain on the play. No gain on the play, and the stop was made defensively by Daniel Castilla, who's a senior, 5'11", 195. He's number 45. 28-0. 2 touchdowns rushing from Jacob Sparks. Touchdown by Cole Smith. And by Matt Lutz. Here's Webb trying to use his speed to get to the outside, but he just didn't quite get there. Good job defensively, turned in by Kyle Oden, number 8. So we take a look at the scoreboard clock. As you see, the clock continues to roll. Zach Hocker is going to try a 50-yard field goal. They'll place it down at the 40. It'll be a 50-yard attempt. And this one is going to be just short. Was on line, but just a little short. After that field goal attempt, Dardanelle will take over on downs, and we'll be right back.
First down 10 at the 20-yard line.
Little over 7.5 minutes left to go in the third quarter. Cyclones drive stopped, and a 50-yard field goal attempt by Zach Hocker was no good, a little short. He's got plenty enough leg, and he's going to nail one of those here in a ball game before the end of this year. He's tried a 50 and a 55 in the football game this evening. Back Standridge throws out of the backfield, and incomplete. It was intended for Joey Collins, number 5, but he was open. Coverage turned in by Patrick Jimenez. Second down and 10.
Second down and 10, Dardanelle, 20-yard line.
The Sand Lizards have not had much success running between the tackles, nor outside. They haven't run very frequently wide, and the passing game has been inconsistent. Looking, rolling, Standridge throw. That one's complete and dumped immediately. Got it out. Bradford Webb made the stop. Dylan McGuire made the catch, number 22. And remember, Dardanelle has a lot of players, and McGuire is one of those going both ways tonight. Quarterback Quade Standridge is another who's going both ways. Tight end Alston Brown, number 81, is another one who's going both ways. Joey Collins, number 5, is going both ways. So they have a lot of two-way players tonight. Standridge, third down and short yardage. Looks like about 3. Gives it off, and a nice cutback move that time. Should be enough for a first down by Dylan Young. Stopping him, Addison Walker, number 44.
Addison Walker in on the tackle. That's
Enough for a Dardanelle first down, one of the few the Sand Lizards have had this evening, and that was a nice cutback move and good offensive blocking that time by the Sand Lizard offensive line. Single setback in the backfield with 3 wide receivers split right. Actually, you have 1 wing back. There are 2 in addition. Oh, and there is a dump in the backfield. Loss on the play. Let's look at it again from ground level, and Brad Barnes jumped in there, number 36 for the Cyclones. And the sack was on the junior, 6'3", 210-pounder, Brad Barnes. Got his big bear hug mitts around him. Twin wide receivers go right. Now McGuire comes as a wing back left. Single setback still in the backfield. Back. Standridge wants to throw. Whoa! And he was tattooed just as soon as the football got there. Alston Brown was the intended receiver, number 81. Let's look at it again from ground level, and kaboom! He is met right then, and the ball popped loose. Nice defensive play from John Olson. John Olson on the play, number 3. Got there just the time the football got there. Otherwise, it would have been a nice completion. Third down. Receiver to the near side. Jacob Robinson. Little screen pass incomplete. And Russell had it well defended. Let's look at it here. Good rush put on by the Cyclone defenders. The little dump pass. And I think that Quade Standridge saw Blake Robinson, number 10, coming. He had a good job he had done of defending on the play. He was defending number 11, Dylan Young. And so I think Quade Standridge more or less threw that one into the dirt. Into the turf. High snap. And a kick taken on the run by Van Olen. Holding on for dear life were the Dardanelle Sand Lizards. For the Sand Lizards, Kyle Oden, number 8, was the one who was holding on for dear life. And the football will be at the 47-yard line, 47 of Russellville. First down and 10. Basically a short field, just 53 yards away from pay dirt. And the Cyclones leading 28-0. The clock is running. Barrett Hughes hands it off. And there is Sparks. Great acceleration right, straight north and south. Let's look at it again from ground level. Look at Sparks. What vision. Makes a nice run, eludes a tackle there. Almost broke another one right there. Making the stop was Nick Loving, number 10. He's a junior. Got Jacob by the shoelaces. First down for the Cyclones at the 42-yard line of Dardanelle. Hughes going to hand it off to Bradford Webb, but Webb's not going to get very far. Nice job of fighting off the block and making the stop by Alston Brown. Alston Brown did a nice defensive job. Fought off the block, and the loss about a yard. Second down and 11, back at the 43. Again, the clock is continually moving under the mercy roll. And you can see this third quarter is speedily getting away from us. Down to just a minute and 36 seconds left to go. 28-0 Russellville. And give it off to Bradford Webb. I really like the way he runs north and south. He just takes it and has at it. Nick Loving, or should say, yes, Nick Loving, number 10, again made the stop. Let's look at Bradford again. Bradford Webb cuts back here. And Loving finally dives to make the stop, aided by Dylan McGuire, number 22. It's a first down at the 32-yard line as we approach the end of the third period of play. You can see less than a minute to go, 44 seconds, 28-0 Russellville. All the scoring came in the first half. Barrett Hughes hands it off to Bradford Webb, and Webb slips down. Made a nice cut. He was trying to cut behind Clayton Frazier, and when he cut, he lost his footing. Gained 4 down to the 28-yard line, and that may be the last play of the quarter. Cyclones not in any hurry. And I think that's the last play of the quarter. That's the end of the third quarter. Back in a moment. 28-0 as we look to the fourth quarter. Here are the third quarter stats, and you can see Russellville did nothing but run the football. No pass attempts in the third quarter at all. 9 rushes for 33 yards, just trying to work time off of the clock, with the clock moving under the mercy rule. So Russellville, instructions from head coach Jeff Holt, just keep it on the ground, keep the clock moving. Good job there. 9 rushes. And I have an idea we're probably going to see some reserves here in this fourth period. Get to see some new faces, some new jersey numbers in there for Russellville, leading 28-0. They have completely controlled the football game. It's not for Dardanelle not giving a great effort, they have. But they're a little outmanned tonight. Quade Standridge, Dylan Young doing a good job for the white-clad Sand Lizards, but a great defensive effort from Russellville, and the offense has been on its game tonight. So, as we see lots of new folks in there for Russellville. Quarterback keeper here. Down to the 10 to the 5-yard line. New quarterback Lane Reeves on the keeper. Fake the ball.
Your new quarterback, number 14, Lane Reeves.
He faked it to Emmanuel Smith and kept it himself and almost scored. Number 10, Nick Loving saved a touchdown. So you saw that one on instant replay. Number 7 for the Cyclones is Richard Peavy. Try to get some more of these youngsters' names as soon as we possibly can. Reeves gives it off, and that is Emmanuel Smith making it down to about the 2-yard line. He was hit pretty hard. Stop was made by Alston Brown, number 81. Football down around the 2-yard line. Number 6 is Zach Greer, who's in there. Number 19 is Frank Cellino. So some new Cyclones getting an opportunity to show their wares for the coaching staff. Down to the goal line, and did he get in? Emmanuel Smith was the ball carrier, number 21. Emmanuel, 5'8", 155 junior. Look at that football. I don't think that you could, there's not much you could put between the football and the goal line. He is right there. Fourth quarter, Cyclones lead 28-0. All that scoring came in the first half. Reserves in the ballgame for Russellville. Keeping it himself, and Reeves is not going to get in. Good defensive stop by the Dardanelle Sand Lizards. That was Chad Race, number 14, who made that stop, and no gain on the play. A little over 9 minutes left to go in the ball game. The clock continuing to roll with no stoppages because of the mercy rule that was put into effect at the start of the third quarter. Russell's going to have to hurry, otherwise they're going to get a delay of game. And that's exactly what they're going to get, I think. Football right at the goal line. And we had a timeout called. So the football replaced just inches away from the goal line. New quarterback Lane Reeves, a sophomore. He's a good-looking product, though. 6'3", 190 sophomore. Trying to get into the end zone and get his name in the scorebook. Oh, the ball goes through his hands, and he has to fall on it back at the 9. Well, there they were at the 1 foot mark. And the loss back at the 9-yard line, and we have timeout on the field momentarily. Back in a moment. The stop was made, by the way, by number 68, Cole Gray, who's a sophomore, 6'1", 220 for the Sand Lizards. They placed the football down at the 10-yard line, and that is where the ball goes over Dardanelle on downs. And we hate that for Lane Reeves. It just a little bit of a high snap got past him as the Cyclones' second unit, if you want to call it that, were trying to get into the end zone. Give it straight ahead, nothing doing there. Carrying the football as we look at it again from ground level. Ooh, what a stop there. That's Ricky Collins, a sophomore, coming across to make that stop. Carrying the football was Jaron DeWitt, a sophomore, 5'7", 155, number 89. The quarterback now is Landon Horton, who is number 7. For Dardanelle, number 31 is Nicky Mong-Mordeth. Try to throw it to him. Ooh, and he is plastered, but he held on to the football. That's Nicky Mong-Mordeth, a sophomore, 5'6", 135, who caught the football. Mongmordeth, Mong-Mordeth. One thing about it, by the time you say his name, the play is over. At the 15-yard line, high formation, back to throw. Throws it up and incomplete. The pass was intended for Colin George, senior, 6'1", 155, number 29. Defensively, Lane Reeves over there. So they put the football on the hash mark to the near side, and Dardanelle will have to kick the football away. And Van Olen is deep. Jeff Van Olen, the senior, number 88. There's a high kick. And going to be surrounded by players and finally downed by Kyle Oden, number 8. The Cyclones will have the football. Football at the 44, and the Cyclone reserves in the football game. Let's see, 58 is Alonzo Macias. We have also in the ball game Ben Jordan, number 84. Oh, nobody wanted to take the football that time. Emmanuel Smith carries it. And the stop was made defensively by Cole Gray, number 68, at the 44. And the band is whooping it up, as they know it's just moments away from a Cyclone victory. Single setback in the backfield, and from the shotgun, Lane Reeves gives it off to Emmanuel Smith. Nice run here by Emmanuel. Breaks some tackles down to the 30-yard line. Let's look at it again from ground level. Starts right. It says, whoops, my blocking is back here to the left. Turns it upfield. I like to see that. And finally drugged down by 3 or 4 defenders. 84 is George Abrego for Dardanelle. At the 31-yard line, 3 wide receivers go right. Russellville on the move offensively again here late in the football game. Reeves, he runs into his own man, and that kind of slowed his momentum. Reeves ran into Emmanuel Smith, and next thing you know, number 68, Cole Gray, makes another tackle for Dardanelle. And that's some things they'll work out at practice, and that's why you are happy for these guys. Some of these younger guys get an opportunity to get some game experience. They see exactly what goes on when the guy across from you is not very friendly. Reeves throws. It's complete. Pass was complete to Zach Greer. Just a little look-in pass. Look here, bingo on the replay. And making the stop was Jared Hull, number 51. Sophomore for Dardanelle at the 25-yard line. Nice throw and catch, though, from Reeves. At the 25, Russellville leads 28-0. The mercy rule is allowing the clock to continue to run. Gives it off to Emmanuel Smith, trying to get to the outside, and he does have speed. And got down to the 21-yard line before he is dropped. Stop made by Colin George, number 29. Down at the 21. Fourth down and a yard for the Cyclones. Maybe less than a yard. Nice to see that these young players getting an opportunity to get a little game experience. That always helps. Lane Reeves trying to get, he's got the first down, and he's going to be down to about the 12-yard line. Nice run by the quarterback, young sophomore quarterback. He's got those long legs. He gets to the line of scrimmage in a hurry. Don't hold it out there like that, though. And again, the stop made by Colin George, number 29. He carried that football pretty loosely out there, and that's what linebackers look for. Give it off to Emmanuel Smith. He stood up and ridden back. 76 is Thomas Shelton, 6 foot 265, number 76 defensively for Dardanelle.
Correction, that was Skylar Willis on the carry for Russellville.
So the Cyclones, Emmanuel Smith with the carry down to about the 8, maybe the 7-yard line before he is tripped up.
Number 21, Emmanuel Smith. That's going to be the final play of the game.
And that's going to be the football game as the clock is going to run out. Very quick second half because of the mercy rule. 28-0. Russellville wins this one at home over arch rival the Dardanelle Sand Lizards. Back in a moment. It's the Cyclone recap here in the second half. Look at Bradford Webb here on this return. From his own 12, set sail. Look at those beautiful strides that he runs it north and south. He's going toward the place he needs to go to, the end zone, before he's finally hauled down after a great run deep into Dardanelle territory. Jacob Sparks, look at him elude tackles here. 1, 2, 3. Still going straight ahead. Great job by the tailback for the Cyclones. Quade Standridge, he is dumped immediately. Nice sack turned in there for the Cyclones by Brad Barnes. Back, the throw complete. Look at this hit. Boom! And the ball shook loose. The defensive play by John Olson that time, shaking it loose from Alston Brown, the tight end. And there, just a great defensive job turned in by Blake Robinson, forcing the Dardanelle quarterback to just throw it into the ground. Here comes Sparks again, right at you in your living room. Nice, beautiful job by a very speedy and knowledgeable tailback. Here's Bradford Webb, makes a nice move to the right, back to the left, almost breaks it. Almost got through for a touchdown run that time. Here's Lane Reeves, carrying that football a little loose out there, but a nice run toward the Dardanelle goal line, finally brought down, but not before a nice, pretty run down the far sideline, diving toward. He was right at the goal line when he came down. What a hit here. That's Ricky Collins coming in, infiltrating the Dardanelle backfield. Emmanuel Smith made a cut to the right, back to the left, makes a nice run here. It takes 4 Sand Lizards to bring him down at the 30-yard line. Look at the pinpoint passing here. Reeves, what a future he has as a Cyclone. Made a nice throw to Zach Greer late in the football game. And again, carrying a little bit like a loaf of bread out there. Reeves switched hands, brought down, and a nice run by the reserve Russellville quarterback. That's the Cyclone recap. And the two teams, friends across the river, the Arkansas River. And here are the game stats for the ball game. 139 yards in passing, 8 of 11, of course, for the Russellville Cyclones, and 29 rushes in the ball game for 143 yards. Nearly a 5 yards per rush average. A good job passing by Barrett Hughes, most of that coming in the first half. Nice job running the football by Jacob Sparks. You see him, he's the last man there in the line, shaking hands with the Dardanelle Sand Lizards. Great job by both sides. Very balanced offensive attack by the Cyclones this evening, and a 28-0 victory for the Cyclones, scoring all 28 points in the first half. Mercy rule in the second half, as Russellville now comes over to the near side as they want to, of course, huddle around right in front of the home stands. And there is the chant as Russellville puts victory number 2 into the win column. Let's listen in a little bit. We'll see you next week for more Cyclone football. Thanks for watching in. Here's this week's Players of the Game, brought to you by Russellville Sports. The offensive player of the game, Matt Lutz, number 8. Your defensive player of the game, number 35, is Logan Pruitt. And special teams player of the game is number 18, Zach Hocker. The Players of the Game, brought to you by Russellville Sports. Get all your Cyclone photos at russellvillesports.com.